Hello, happy January 2nd from America's Supermom. I am here to wish you a happy 2023. Again, I'm back again. Today is my 30th wedding anniversary. So I'm so excited to have been together with my husband for 30 years, and we have 15 children as a part of our legacy for that arrangement, marriage, relationship, however you want to say it. It's kind of hard to believe that it's actually been that much time. But when you go back and look at the pictures, you say, well, I was a lot smaller back then. What happened? Right. So then you realize time has passed. There's so many different things that have changed. But, as we are entering into a new year, I want to think of ways that we can move forward with success with a lot of our dreams, goals, and aspirations. So, my husband and I both are recently published authors. Got to put a plug in there. This is my book, and then he has a book that just is simply Pray Without Ceasing. And so, as you think about moving forward, whether it's book signings or different things that you want to do, I'm just using books for example, but maybe it's something else. Maybe you want to hone in on some certifications. You want to do some different collaborations and projects with people that you have had on your bucket list that you want to work with. By the way, if anybody happens to be connected to Oprah Winfrey or Jimmy Fallon, that is something that is on my list for 2023. My platform, many of you may know, is on mental wellness. I myself have overcome 13 years of depression and three hospitalizations, and I'm passionate about sharing my story because depression didn't look like what I thought it was. I thought depression was somebody who stays in the bed, doesn't want to do anything, barely wants to get dressed, just lacking no motivation. So the fact that I was busy taking my kids to soccer and PTA and field trips and doing things in the community and then things at our church. I had no idea that I was really suffering from depression. So it looks different for different people, just like success looks different for different people. Some people may be pleased with being able to take time off, ending their day at 3 o'clock every day, and that's it. Some people may measure their success by having a big house or a big car. Somebody else might measure it by being able to travel, right? Some people may measure it by being able to have a driver. Maybe you have a maid who comes in and does some cleaning. So it looks different for everybody. And so I want to be able to normalize the conversation because many people are struggling with their emotions during this global pandemic really has heightened a lot of that. But as we move forward and kind of get out of what that time warp was with the pandemic, I want to be able to help women with some of the skills and tools that have helped me to be successful in my own journey. Now, I am just one person, mother of 15 children. What I do may not work for everybody. I love my book that I was able to do because it's like a guided journal, but it serves as a template for people to kind of take out, hey, it's 7 steps. All seven may not work for you, but you might find two or three that do, or maybe all seven. You never know. So it's a great opportunity to explore. So, when we think about really getting a lot of momentum moving forward in 2023, one of the things that we have decided to do as a club, because I have a club on Clubhouse, is to have a love jar. So this is actually not a jar. This is my smiling mug that I take a lot of pictures with. But it sits on my desk, and I thought, why don't I use this instead? So the concept of the love jar, and we call it love, which stands for leading ourselves victoriously every day. So we started this challenge last year in 2022. For the first 100 days, we met, had a room of accountability. and we had different things that we were working on in 2022. So the core of the group did 5 things. That was reading a nonfiction book, 10 pages from a nonfiction book, drinking a gallon of water, doing 2 exercises for 45 minutes each, following your own meal plan with no cheat meals or alcohol, and taking a photo of yourself every day. Now, this challenge was based on the 75 hard challenge that is raving through the internet. But we wanted to do something a little different. So, with our challenge, we called it 75 Love, and it was leading ourselves victoriously every day. And we felt that we wanted to empower ourselves to figure out what are those things that we specifically need to work on. Now, oftentimes when we have this bucket list of things that we want to do for a new year, we usually bite off more than we can chew, which is why after like 6 to 8 weeks, everybody falls off their New Year's resolution train and is somewhere back doing the same things that they used to do. So when you think about what is it that's going to fuel the momentum of these new things that you want to do, and if you get overwhelmed, that's going to lead to burnout because you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, what I'm doing is really not making a difference. Why am I even thinking about this? I am so far from where I want to go. This little bite of food is not going to matter. And then those bites keep adding up. Before you know it, you're not even following any kind of meal plan, I would say, that is helping to support your goal of losing weight. So if you think about your goals, what are some things that support those goals? So, for example, let's say I want to write another book. So if I want to write another book, what's going to support me for accomplishing that goal? Now, if I'm choosing to get a publisher do it, then one, it might be locate a publisher. Two is what is the publisher going to publish? The publisher needs a book. So that book needs content. So I need to support this goal by writing on a regular basis. Or I could take what I've already done and create it into written content. So I'm a podcaster. So I could take my podcast episodes, I could repurpose them and transcribe them into specific topics and put it in a book. I could take my newsletters, if I have newsletters, and create a book out of that content. These things could be starting foundations that you can build on in order to create that finished book that you're looking for. Or I could scrap that and start totally from scratch and collaborate with other people to get the book done. So you see where I'm going. When you think about the goals that you have in mind, what are some things that support that? So if I want to earn a certain amount of income per month, well, breaking that down, what does that look like on a daily or weekly basis? So if I just want to make $5,000 a month, for example, well, then how much is that going to transfer into weekly, right? So weekly, what is that going to look like? And so that is how you calculate, reverse engineer what you're going to be doing every day to support what that goal or aspiration is. And so a lot of times we just don't take that time out to explore what that looks like because it makes it easy to accomplish the goal when we break it down with actionable steps. So I wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit about a love jar, that being something that you could start for yourself. Now, we have no problem talking about what we want to do. Most people, maybe they don't want to share it on Facebook or social media, but they will tell a close friend or a business partner about the things that they desire, right? So we don't have a problem saying what we want, but it's the doing, it's the action that matters. So a love jar is something that you can, one, have gratitude about, but two, you can see the behavior that you're taking every day that gives you more momentum for the days ahead. So I'm just going to use myself as an example of what this love jar is. So there have been different things on Facebook. Like we actually got inspired for this idea from something that was listed on Facebook. So it said, take an empty jar and begin to fill it up every day with something that you're grateful for. Then on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, read all the things that you were grateful for that year so that you can start fresh again the next year. But this gives you the opportunity to celebrate, to be grateful for these things. So, this modification that we have instilled is to have a jar around you, whether it's at your desk, maybe it's in your car, maybe it's in your purse or whatever. It could be in your bathroom. I say these places because sometimes we incorporate some of these habits that we want to have, but we don't exercise them because why? It's out of sight, out of mind. You might want to put your jar in the kitchen, right? That could spark something where it's not just you doing it alone, but your kids can get involved, your spouse or whoever. Okay, so you put the jar out weekly, every day or a couple of days, whatever really speaks to you, put it in the jar. And then weekly, maybe meet with a coach or accountability partner and share what some of those wins are. Now, a lot of times, what trips us up is that we keep on adding things that we want to accomplish, but we don't celebrate the things that we do. So I have a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, you got a book done. Now what's next? And I'm like, you know what? I'm still celebrating that I have the book done. I get that we have to have strategy. We got to move forward. And I think that's what really hinders a lot of the momentum and stamina that we can have because we don't take time to be present and appreciate a lot of the things that we do or are working towards. And we just run around like a chicken with our head cut off doing a whole bunch of different things. So, a love jar. That's something that you can have gratitude for what you're experiencing every day. And every week, you can go through this. Or if you're having a bad day and you're like, man, nothing is going right, whatever, you can start reading the things that are in your jar. And so this also is a reminder because as you read those things, you might say, oh, you know what? Something else happened. I forgot to write that down. And so it's good to write these things down so that you have those moments. You can lift yourself back up. So that's what a love jar is for. So we are going to be meeting weekly in our club on Clubhouse and sharing whatever. Maybe you have one thing you want to share out of the jar. Maybe you have a lot of things. It is just day 2 for me, and I already have 3 things in here that I am excited about. So I am going to say what one of mine are. Okay, so we were talking, and my partner on Clubhouse shared this idea. We modified it to make it our own, which is how we do the love jar. That's the name of it. And we meet weekly so that we can have accountability. But this also keeps us focused about putting things in the jar. Because when we meet, we got to have stuff that we're going to be talking about. So if we're not doing it, we're going to be able to catch ourselves in a quicker time rather than it going on weeks and months. And before you know it, it's the end of the year and we haven't even put anything in the jar. So, my first thing that I put in here is I am grateful for an innovative clubhouse partner. I love summer. Okay. So that is my first one that I put in there. And I've got some other ones. And I just challenge everybody to think about what is it that you are grateful for? Don't wait until the end of the year. Don't wait until the end of the week. Every day, take some time. Call it your gratitude time. Set a timer on your phone, right? These new habits, that's just what they are. They're something that you want to establish as a habit, but right now they're not one. They're just ideas. They're just good ideas that you want to implement, and they're not a habit until you're consistently doing it. So if it's not a habit, it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do. So set a timer to go off on a regular basis so that you can write down these things that you're grateful for, or pause, or breathe or send a message to someone, whatever that looks like for you. But taking that time to reflect, have gratitude is going to be one of the game changers that will help you to continue to persevere and maintain a level of momentum, not just at the beginning of the year, not just at the middle of the year, not just towards the end of the year, but all the way through. So 12 months is a long time to be running a race. So you want to make sure that you pace yourself like you're running a marathon. So that is all that I have for today. I am excited to be on day 2 of January. And I challenge you all, if there's something that you feel is a big, audacious goal, find a way that you can break it down on a smaller scale. Maybe you want to get on video. Okay. And so you're like, oh my gosh, I want to get on video. I don't know what to say. I'm afraid that I'm going to look crazy or I don't have an audience. Well, start off doing your video to family, right? Or to your clients. One of the things that I love, I'm doing a book collaboration, and one of our partners that we have been talking to and kind of finalizing some of the contract ideas, she communicates with us through video. So she'll send us an email, but she also has a video that goes over everything that she wants to share with us if we're not able to meet in person. So you might want to figure out how can you incorporate video just with your clients. Maybe you can do a video explaining to them a new process, right? Maybe you could tell them Happy New Year, right? It doesn't even have to be an instruction. It could just be gratitude. You could just say, hey, 2023 is here. I'm so excited to serve you this year. If you have some innovative ideas, or maybe you've got some problems that are cropping up with so many changes in technology and the year ahead, if I can serve you now and beyond, please reach out. If there's anything that may even be out of my level of expertise, let's connect and put our networks together so that we can all be successful in 2023. Now, that's a quick video. So you could send that to your clients through email. You could do it through text message. You can create a video for everybody, send them a link and make it a private video on your YouTube channel. So there's so many different things that you could do when it comes to being able to have gratitude, express gratitude, continue to move forward with your goals and aspirations, breaking them down one task at a time so that you have the stamina to be consistent in it every day. So I pray that that was very valuable to you. If you have any other questions, please connect with me. My calendar link is listed in the description. I would love to connect with you and see how we can collaborate and support each other in 2023. So I'm a great advocate for collaboration because I feel that there is so much further that we can go and we can do so much more together than alone. So have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.